Hello Sagittarius, welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie, this is Blazer the Morkie, and we're coming to you with your reading for the next 10 days. So today we'll be pulling a card for your overall energy. We're going to take a look at your energy, the energy of the person connected to you, and then how those energies mingle and dance in the middle. We'll then close it off with an oracle card for the Saggy Collective. Keeping in mind always that these are general readings. Take only what resonates and leave the rest. You may want to check out your sun, moon, rising, or north node reading placements for additional context and texture. In the description below, I have links to booking a personal reading with me, social media, and donations. Be sure you're following me on Instagram at Creators on the Crest. I do run the occasional Flash Tarot special. It's a discounted rate on a reading, so if you're tight on funds but you'd really like to get a reading, make sure you're following and watching those Instagram stories there. I'm also here every other Sunday night from 7 to 8 doing live readings, so come and join us there, 7 to 8 Central Time. All right, whew. Saggy, you got master number 33, miracle. The frequency of miracle supports our belief in ourselves as a part of source and therefore our belief that anything is possible. Saggy, I really like this energy for you, and I think sometimes we hear the word miracle and we think of something quite sensational, or there's religious connotations there. That is not the energy I'm picking up for you, not for my audience out there, not for my creators on the crest. What I pick up that this is more of you understanding and knowing yourself as a fractal of the universe, as a fractal of the natural prime creator group. And by fractal, that does not mean fraction. It does not mean a lesser part of, but the wholeness of the universe is expressed in you. And if the wholeness of the universe is expressed through you in your own unique way, anything is possible. Your creative abilities are off the charts. Sagittarius energy already has that motivation because they're goal-oriented and they're looking ahead and they're looking upwards and they're looking down the evolutionary path. And for those of you listening, this is a really nice integration of you understanding the power of who you are and that it truly is. That's the real miracle here. So, all right, let's get into this reading, Saggy. On your side, you got the Magician, the Four of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands. Whew. Okay, so right now you are reaching for different tools. Excuse me. Whew, the energies are moving. A little tapping here. Reset. Saggy, you are, and I kind of went into your energies there, and I feel you moving. I feel you reaching for tools with this Magician, okay? I don't know that you've grasped any such elemental tool quite yet. You're really taking a moment to let your heart make the choice about something, okay? So you're definitely reaching out. You're reaching out with your heart energies, and you want to make the choice. Now, you want to make the choice about which tools to use. Directly after that comes the Four of Pentacles, which is the practical world. It's the earthly realm. It's material things. It's your resources. And that may be something that you're prone to look at right now. Now, I don't know if you're going to reach and grab that pentacle and begin working with the earth energies. There's part of you that may not want to, because you're showing me the Eight of Wands too, which means kind of like, let's get on with things. Let's get into that fire energy, you know, and let's go, go, go. We've got fire kind of represented in the overall energy, but it may just be the thing you do need to work with is the more earthly energy. So if you've been really reaching out with your heart and waiting for that sign or that thing, maybe this is the confirmation for you to begin working with those earth energies. We're also, at the time of this reading, even though these are timeless, I do the next 10 days. Whenever you find it, it's meant for you. When I'm recording this, we're coming into your season. So it's a good time to work with energies other than what you're used to in order to amplify whatever it is you're trying to teach yourself. Okay, for the person connected to you, the Star, the Three of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. Well, they're working with some earth energy too. You could be dealing with an earth sign, but I also see Aquarius energies here. This is, for them, this appears to be about really trusting themselves on who they should work with, who they should collaborate with. I feel like this person has been burned before. They've been maybe even like fooled by someone. It kind of gives me that kind of energy, which really left them in a bind. And so they're on this quest, for lack of a better word, to really figure out how to invest wisely, particularly in relationships and collaborations. This could be somebody that you're encountering in your workspace. This could be just a friend or a colleague, and you're seeing them kind of go through this. In the connecting energies between the two of you, we get the Four of Wands and the Hermit. I really like these energies. These, another master number, 1111 with the Four of Wands. You already had the 33, so now you have the 11 and the 33. And the Hermit. So the Hermit I love to describe as the master magician of the tarot, because it is that time where instead of distracting ourselves with external things, we are led inward and we find those answers within, which is very much reflecting of the miracle energy that I first described at the beginning of your reading. Very different from what, the term is thrown around out there, miracles, Jesus did miracles, this and that. This is about you as the miracle, right? And the Hermit brings us into that energy. It shows us how to light our way. It shows us dangers on the path. Here, because he is lighting his own way, he sees the snake before he steps. And this is very important energy, especially really cool energy to have in a partnership, because I feel like the two of you can really assist each other on this journey. This feels like a stable connection where the two of you can really assist each other. This could be romantic for some of you, but I'm getting that's not necessary. That might be a little added bonus onto this, but for others of you, if I can manage not to drop all the cards. Oh my goodness. Sometimes the fire signs get me going. For some of you, for others of you, this is a collaboration. This is a colleague. This is a friend. So looking at that magician for you, where you're reaching out to grab onto something, you're giving me the Nine of Wands and the Seven of Swords. Ooh, Saggy, what are you revealing here? You're revealing to me that you have a little bit of resistance. You have a little bit of resistance into going into one of your own energies. And there's a part of you that wants to try to escape from dealing with this, much like Blaze just escaped, right? You want to escape dealing with this and just kind of turn your back on it, right? There's that tendency to want to do that. There's that resistance. And maybe that's why you've not moved forward with grabbing onto this earth energy that I'm seeing here that could be something important to work with. For others of you, it's kind of reminding me of myself in a way, because in my astrology chart, I have some rebellious energy. I think for some of you, you're quite the rebel. And if everybody's going one way, you're going to go another, just to go a different direction, right? And I think there's a little rebellious nature here of like, well, yes, this makes the best logical next step, but I'm not going to do that, because that's logically makes sense, right? It's kind of that wanting to go a different direction because you can and you're rebellious, And, I get it, because I have that also in my tendencies, but it's also gotten me into a lot of trouble, and I've avoided things that I should have dealt with head on, because I was in that energy of being a rebel, instead of really like going back to my heart and saying, okay, let my heart make the choice here. For the Four of Pentacles, you get the Page of Swords and the Temperance card. Yeah, because logic in the past, Saggy, has also failed you. You've relied maybe too much on logic at times, or maybe you had a parent that did, that they were so much leaning into this logic that They did not have the emotional intelligence to support you or to nurture you, or they did not have a common sense. They were, you know, maybe so book smart that they weren't very street smart, you know, and I want to say weren't very, this could be someone that has passed an influence on your life. But here you are showing up with the Temperance card. So this is something very personal to you, and your reluctance to maybe work with some of these earth energies could be tied into that person's energy that has passed. For some of you, you may have lost someone and you're dealing with an estate, or you're dealing with, you know, memories to do with them, photographs that you've been meaning to go through, or some of their belongings. That could be something for some of you that has been resisted, and your heart is calling you that direction, but again, there's that resistance there of like, I'll deal with that later. And maybe it's because there was a need that this person, you would have liked them to be able to fulfill in your life, that they weren't able to for some reason, and you had to figure it out on your own or seek it elsewhere. They could have been a parent or a grandparent, something like that. But here you are showing up, which tells me you're probably going to address this. You're probably definitely going to address this after this reading, I'm sure. The Eight of Wands for you is clarified by the Two of Wands and the Hanged Man. Yeah, so here's where the fire comes in a little bit more for you, and I think you feel a little bit more comfortable with this. It's just that you get to, this is an invitation, because you don't tell Sagittarius what to do. I don't like being told what to do either. Cancer. I'm a Cancer sun, but I have Saggy in my North Node and in some other placements, and I'm not telling you what to do, but the invitation here is to get really curious about this aspect of yourself that is the rebel, that is resisting, and trying to appease the rebel in ways that are more healthy instead of ways that are more avoidant. So what that might mean, what could that look like? Well, Saggy, that might look like you going skydiving or bungee jumping or taking a vacation somewhere a little more adventurous, something that pushes your adventure button, white water rafting, right? These kinds of things that kind of satisfy that rebellious, like I'm going to go out and do something big, you know, kind of thing. And I think if you do that, to appease that rebel, like let's get the rebel appeased here. Appease the rebel. That's what I'm going to call this. It's your inner rebel. We're going to appease the rebel and then get real curious about our resistance and get curious about moving into some of these more earthly energies. So it's almost like you are a multidimensional being, and there's the rebellious part of you that needs to be appeased, and it needs its excitement, it needs its stuff, right? But if you can cater to some more healthy outlets for that, rather than avoiding, you know, the inner work. And for the inner work, employ your curiosity. The Sagittarius, it's like those beginning steps where you know you're going to set some big goals, but you're being gentle with yourself. You're being peaceful. You're being curious. He's holding a little bluebird here. You're listening for the indicators from nature, right? And it moves you in that direction. So that's what I'm getting for you, Saggy, in this energy. All right, let's look at this other person's energy. They had the Star to start with, clarified by the Three of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. They really are someone who appreciates the nurturing and freedom that comes along with living your purpose, being aligned with your purpose, doing what you're meant to do, setting your sights high. I think this person and you probably get along pretty well because you're very goal-oriented and aiming for the evolutionary path. They really appreciate that. They may have more of like a role where they could be working in like a nonprofit or very humanitarian, philanthropic person is what this feels like to me. They could be like, they could run an animal rescue. This is somebody that cares about life and loves life. I actually get a really nice feeling from their energy here. So if this is somebody you're collaborating with, they've got a really beautiful energy and beautiful mission here on Earth. So that is really cool. Let's see what this Three of Pentacles is for them. The Eight of Wands and the Strength card. Now you gave me the Eight of Wands over here. So yes, you've definitely crossed paths with this person. To me, it feels like maybe you drew them out of their shell a little bit, or maybe there's an aspect of them that got a bit ignited by your energy, which, you know, that's what we do. We have relationships with people and we tend to ignite each other or to trigger each other. In this case, I would say ignition. I think it might have taken them a little by surprise, and it might also put them in a place where, wow, Sagittarius has inspired me or motivated me, and I really need to build up my confidence moving forward with this collaboration. It could also be for them that they're learning to trust again. So they may have been dealing with untrustworthy people in the past, and now they're engaged with you in some way, shape, or form, and they're learning to trust and having to build their confidence around that. Let's look at this Five of Pentacles, because this is the place in them where I felt like they felt abandoned or fooled or left out or kicked out or rejected. For the Five of Pentacles, they get the Five of Wands and the World. Wow, yes, they have been through some conflicting relationships in the past, maybe even quite abused and used, and I almost get that the kind of energy that they've had to deal with in the past would be a cruel kind of energy that used and abused them and then thought it was funny, you know, like a real dirtbag kind of person. You want back up here? Yeah? Yeah. We don't do dirtbags, do we, Blaze? No, we don't. And this is such a loving person and someone who cares so much about life that they don't deserve that, and they deserve to put an end to any cycle there with this World card and be able to move themselves through the portal of closing out having to deal with whomever that was, or it could have been a pattern of people that they had to deal with there. So Saggy, in some way you've inspired them, and you may know this about them. They may have revealed this to you. I do feel like this relationship has the qualities where they would feel safe to do so. Let's look at this Four of Wands in the connecting energies here. You bring in the energy of the Hierophant. They bring in the energy of Justice. So another 11. And the Hierophant, wow. So you bringing in that beautiful aspect of spiritual authority, helping this person know that whatever they experienced in the past and whomever abused and used them, that there's the part of them that can never be touched. There's that sanctified, organic part of them that even that person throwing whatever they threw at this person, abusing them, whatever, rejecting them, thinking it was funny, that cannot dent the gold that is this person. And through their relationship with you, you're bringing in that awareness. I don't know if you're doing it verbally. You could just be doing it naturally, like where in your presence they feel spiritually seen and heard. And this Justice card is beautiful. That's Libra energy, because it's offering a balance. So they're offering you something as well. The relationship looks to be very balanced. They care very much about equal give and take. And I think that Four of Wands, when we land in that Four of Wands, that's the place of stability through transformation. It's very beautiful energy. Okay, let's look at this Hermit. You bring in the energy of the King of Pentacles, and they bring the energy of the Four of Swords. This, again, I love these energies blended together like this. The King of Pentacles, they had the Queen on their side. That's a nice reflection there, a nice match. Masculine and feminine energies coming into balance regardless of gender. This King of Pentacles he's stable. He is secure. He has a knowing and a patience that transcends the physical world. And that coming over the Hermit and the magic, see, then the magic gets sparked by the stability already in place. And then this person brings in the Four of Swords, which is a surrender into healing. And that's beautiful energy to do while we're in that hermit mode. So even if you haven't had recent communication with this person, maybe the relationship has been a bit in hermit mode, it will probably come back around again when the time is right. I don't think anybody needs to force anything. You don't need to be anybody but what you already are. But there is something very important here about the possibilities that each of you have opened up, both on your own behalf, but also as a result of the inspiration shared in this connection. Okay, Saggy, let's get you a card to close off the reading from the Angel Dreams Oracle. This is subconscious meanings from this oracle. So I look at it from that perspective. You got lucid dream, awareness, and opportunities. So lucid dreaming, Saggy, where you feel alive in the dream space. You feel very present. You're almost transcending time and space. This connection that I've seen in your reading has inspired that. The opportunity here is the awareness of yourself, this other person, and the connection as a miracle. Not something that someone else does to you, but because of the two of you owning your own energies and being fully present in yourself and acknowledging your greatness, this has inspired a miracle type of situation. Things that one thought were not possible at first glance, and the lucid dream brings it all. It's bridging the dream time. It's bridging the subconscious to the conscious, the dream time to the waking space. Saggy, very cool reading, very deep. I love it. My favorite kind. I love the rebel in you. I honor what you're doing. This has been a pleasure, and I can't wait to see you next time.